What up, YouTube? This is Steven, and welcome back to another Spanish vocabulary flashcard study video. And again, I'm using SparkNotes Spanish vocabulary flashcards. Well, they call them study cards, but you know the deal. All right, there you have it. And here's the back of it, just in case if you're interested. Here's the back and how it looks. So it's like that, and that, and that, that. Alright, so yeah, this is what I'm going to be using. And there's about 1,000 cards in here. Well, exactly 1,000 cards. That's how it's advertised. So what I'm going to do is go from English to Spanish and translate from Spanish to English. So I'm going to do a total of 10. 5 are going to be from me translating from English to Spanish, and then the other 5 are going to be me translating from Spanish to English. All right, so let's get it started. All right, let's get it started. Here we go. Here we go. All right, I have, okay, I already did that. Skip that. It was 13. I'm like, I've been there, done that already in the previous video. in the first video. All right, let's see where we at. Okay, I'm getting this. It's the same one. This one was to take, and I'm like, I already did that. That was sacar. All right. All right. Let's see if this one. All right, to lose. Okay. All right. Here we are, and I'm not looking, and that is to lose. All right. Perder. Yeah, perder. Let's see if we got a winner. Yep. The verb to lose. Perder. And my pronunciation might be a little off. Maybe. Probably. So, my bad. But I think I'm pronouncing it right. Perder. All right, here's the next one. And what we got? Chest, breast. Okay, all right. So here we go. Chest and breast. Again, I'm not looking. All right, so there you have it. The translation for this is el pecho. Let's see if we got a winner. Yes. All right, we got another winner. All right. All right, so that was the second one. Let's jump to the third one. Okay. 3. Couple. All right, couple. All right, and I'm not looking. There you go. All right, so couple, la pareja. I think that's it. Yeah, la pareja. That should be it. All right, flip it over. Let's see. Ching, ching, ching. Got another winner. All right, that's 3 down, 7 to go. All right. All right, let's see what we got next. All right. Wall. All right. Here we go. We got a wall. Again, not looking. All right. Wall. I think that it's a couple of ways you can say it, I think, but I'm thinking la pared. Like Pared. And I think you can also say el muro, as in M-U-R-O. I think they're probably going to use la pared. All right, let's check. Yep, la pared. And I kind of thought that because I think la pared is probably a bit more quote unquote neutral than el muro. And I'm not sure about el muro. It could be a wall, it could not be a wall. But I knew la pared for sure. All right, so good for me. Next. So that was 4 down. All right. That's the 4th one. Now we're on the 5th one. And that'll be the last one, translating from English to Spanish. All right. Bread. Okay, that's an easy one. So here we go. Bread. El pan. P-A-N. El pan. Let's check. Correct. Ching, 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 ching. All right. So that was me translating from English to Spanish. And that's probably the more difficult way to translate. Well, it depends on your native language. It's usually more difficult to translate into your foreign language. So for me, my native language is English. So it's a little bit, it's like, it's more difficult to translate to Spanish for me. But if your native language was Spanish, it'll probably be more difficult to translate to English. All right. So we've done this English to Spanish. Now let's do the Spanish to English. That should be easier. All right. Let's see if I can get a card. So I got 5 down, 5 to go. All right. El número. All right. Número. El número. All right. This one is pretty easy. So here we have it. Not looking. All right. And that is number. Here we go. Number. Okay. Good job for me. All right. 6 down. All right. Here we go. We got 90. Okay. Again, pretty easy. Not crazy, right? All right. Here we go. 90. And that is the number 90. Let's check. 90. Good job. All right. So 7 down. All right, let's get some more. All right. Let's see. La niña. Okay. This I'm pretty sure. I think since I think they're trying to do like a neutral Spanish, by the way. So la niña. So I'm thinking they're probably going to be using this word as the child, but this word could also, in some situations, mean the girl. So like the child or the girl, or the female child, rather. The female child or the girl. So let's check. Okay, it was both. Oh, okay, it was both of them. See? Yeah. But yeah, I actually found that out recently because I was at this Spanish language event that was hosted at a library that's near the area I work. And the guy was saying like el niño and la niña, using it as if he were saying like el chico or la muchacha, la chica, el muchacho. I guess I kind of mixed it up, but yeah, he was using it like muchacha, muchacho, chica, and chico. He was using it like that, and I was like, it struck me a little weird because I was like, I'm used to seeing that word being used as child, not like a boy or a girl. But yeah, I asked him about it, and he said, yeah, it can mean that, boy and girl, but also, it can mean child, but it also mean boy and girl as well. So yeah. All right. So that is 8 down. We got 8. So we got 2 more to do. Alright. Alright, here we go. This is la natación. Natación. Okay, I think la natación. Here we go. I'm not looking. And I think that means swimming, like a noun, like the noun swimming. I could be wrong, but I think it's swimming. Here we go. Let's check. Correct. All right, I got it right. All right. Awesome. So we got 9 down. All right, that's 9. We got 1 more to do. Here we go. La muchacha. I just went over this too. Okay. La muchacha means the girl. Yes, la muchacha, flip it over, the girl, the child. You know. Usually I see it in the context meaning the girl. Not so much child, but that's good to know. I was able to learn something from this. All right. I'll do like maybe 1 more, maybe 2 more, because that one was a little elementary. All right. Las monedas, las monedas. Okay, so this one, all right, here we go. Monedas. All right, I'm thinking, I'm not completely sure, but I think this means like coins, like the coins you use, like quarters, nickels, etc. Las monedas. All right, let's check this out. Am I correct? Coins. All right, good job. All right. And I guess you can play along too if you want to. All right. Okay, I'm going to do 1 more, and then I'm going to be out. Okay. Okay, this one's so easy. La mesa. La mesa. And I've been knew this word since forever, but I just came back from a Spanish language class, and we learned this word, or we went over this word. But yeah, I've been knew about this word for years. All right, so la mesa, and that means table. All right. So yep, there we go. So I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to comment, feel free to subscribe, feel free to give me a thumbs up, and give me a feedback and tell me what you think. Were you able to get the words? Feel free to comment. Well, I already said that. So thanks a lot for watching, you guys. Adios and goodbye for now.